you ever wondered, what would happen if humans simply stopped aging? Not living forever, not becoming immortal, but just reaching a certain age, say 25 or 30, and then staying that way. No wrinkles, no weaker bones, no slowing body. It's permanent youth. At first, it sounds like the ultimate dream. No aging means no fear of getting old, no physical decline, and maybe even a much longer life. But if humans suddenly stopped aging, the consequences would be far bigger than we imagine. It would change our society, our economy, our relationships, and even the future of humanity itself. So today, we're exploring a fascinating question. What would really happen if humans stopped aging? First, let's clarify something important. Stopping aging does not mean becoming immortal. You could still die from accidents, diseases, or injuries, but your body would stop deteriorating over time. Right now, aging happens because our cells slowly accumulate damage. Every time a cell divides, tiny pieces of DNA called telomeres get shorter. Over decades, this leads to weaker tissues, slower repair, and the physical signs we associate with aging. But imagine if science found a way to stop that process. Your cells would keep repairing themselves perfectly. Your muscles would stay strong. Your brain would remain sharp. Your skin would never wrinkle. In other words, your biological clock would pause. You might reach age 30 and stay 30 forever. Today, the average human lifespan is around 70 to 80 years. But if aging stopped, that number would change dramatically. People could easily live hundreds of years, maybe even longer. Think about it, okay? Most deaths today are related to aging, heart disease, cancer, organ failure. Remove aging, and suddenly the biggest causes of death disappear. Human life expectancy might jump to 200, 300, or even 500 years, but there is a huge consequence. The world's population would explode. Right now, new generations replace older ones. But if people never grow old, nobody leaves. Cities would become crowded. Housing shortages could become severe. Resources like food, water, and energy would be under enormous pressure. Humanity would face one of its biggest challenges ever: overpopulation. Our entire idea of careers would completely change. Right now, people typically work for about 40 years before retirement. But if humans stopped aging, why would retirement even exist? Someone could work as a doctor for 120 years. Scientists could research the same problem for centuries. A musician could perfect their craft for 200 years. Human knowledge would grow at an incredible speed. Imagine Einstein having 300 years to work on physics, or Leonardo da Vinci continuing his inventions for centuries. But there would also be a problem. Young people might struggle to find jobs if older workers never retire. Positions at the top could remain occupied for decades. This could create tension between generations. A world where experience accumulates endlessly, but opportunity becomes harder to access. Now, let's talk about relationships. Today, the average marriage lasts decades, but if humans lived hundreds of years, would people still commit to one partner for that long? Imagine telling someone, promise to stay with you for the next 400 years. That might completely change how we view love and commitment. Families would also look very different. Instead of 3 or 4 generations alive at the same time, it could be 10 or more generations living together. Your great dash, great dash, great dash, great dash, great dash grandparents might still be alive. Family trees would become incredibly complex, and inheritance laws would become chaotic. If people rarely died, wealth might stay within the same families for centuries. This could dramatically increase inequality between rich and poor. On the positive side, human progress could accelerate faster than ever before. Right now, knowledge is constantly lost when older generations pass away. But if scientists and thinkers could live for centuries, their experience would accumulate. A researcher could dedicate 200 years to curing a disease. An astronaut might witness multiple generations of space exploration. Humanity can master technologies far beyond what we have today: interstellar travel, advanced artificial intelligence, maybe even colonizing other planets. In a world where humans stop aging, the greatest resource would be time, okay? And with enough time, innovation could reach unimaginable levels. But there is another question we rarely think about. How would living for centuries affect the human mind? Right now, our lives have a natural structure: childhood, adulthood, old age. These stages give life a sense of progression and urgency. But if you had hundreds of years, would motivation disappear? Would people delay their dreams forever? Why write a book today if I have another 200 years? Some philosophers argue that mortality gives life meaning. Knowing that time is limited pushes us to act. Without aging, humans might struggle with boredom, purpose, or existential questions. In a strange way, endless youth might make life feel less precious. So, is stopping aging just science fiction? Surprisingly, not entirely. Scientists today are already studying ways to slow down aging. Research in genetics, stem cells, and biotechnology is exploring how to repair cellular damage. Some experiments have even extended the lifespan of animals in laboratories, while completely stopping aging is still far beyond our current abilities. The idea is no longer impossible. Many experts believe that within the next century, humans may dramatically increase lifespan. Maybe not immortality, but a world where people routinely live 120, 150, or even 200 years. And that alone could change everything. So, what do you think? Would a world without aging be a dream or a nightmare? Longer life could bring incredible progress, knowledge, and experience. But it might also create new challenges humanity has never faced before. Because sometimes the most powerful force shaping our lives is the simple fact that time moves forward, okay? And that every moment we have is limited.